I'm Dr. Tomlin Paul. I work at the University of Global Health Equity here in Rwanda, and I'm the chair for the Educational Development and Quality Center at UGHE, as we refer to our university. I've been here at the LEXICON 2022 today, and it has been a good experience. Really happy for the invitation for UGHE to be present and to share our views and some insights in relation to learning and the future of work. It's really been a good experience. We are a university that's focused on training health professionals. We have a master's program in global health delivery. We also have an MBBS physician training program. And the challenge we have really is the training the workforce in a setting where we have a scarcity of physicians, a scarcity of health professionals. If you look at Africa, the sub-Saharan Africa accounts for 24% of the global burden of disease, but yet it has just about 2 to 4% of the workforce, of the international workforce. So there really is a huge gap in terms of the health professionals that need to be out there serving the community, dealing with the issues, etc. So we have two challenges. One is that we're trying to rev up training, improve the output and the production, but we're also training for the future. We're training in relation to the needs of the continent, the needs of the world, global. We are a global university. And those analyzing really what is the future like is really an interesting question. So here even today at Lexicon, we're talking about the impact of technology on the future of work. What happens as we change the technologies, as we train with the technology orientation. Some people may lose jobs, but certainly I'll tell you, in the health sector, from where we sit at UGHE, technology is going to change, yes, how we do things. We put, for instance, ultrasounds. I gave the example of using handheld ultrasound, which we have just introduced into a program. Small bit of technology, almost the size of your cell phone, compared to the bigger machines that we're accustomed to. We can take it to the bedside. We can put it right there and then on the ward round on the patient. We can look at what's happening on the heart instantly. We can make a diagnosis instantly. That kind of technology is important if we're going to deliver high quality service. But at the same time, in terms of curriculum, by bringing those technologies to the fore, we are saying to our students, we are adaptable. We as teachers, as faculty, we can adapt the curriculum very quickly. We can be agile to suit the needs, the training needs. And we want our students to leave not only with technological knowledge of how to use an ultrasound, how to give an injection, how to diagnose a patient. We want them to leave with the attitude that they can make changes and they too can be agile as they go forward in the future. By the time our medical students graduate within a 6-year period, the knowledge that they learned in year 1, much of it becomes redundant, let's say. And the volume of knowledge that they came in with almost doubles in that 6-year period. So how do we really teach for the future? We have to teach in a way that the students become adaptable, open to learning, lifelong learners, always searching, this kind of curiosity. Well, what does this mean? Because you can't teach all the content. You have to teach approach, attitude. You have to really look at the psychology of the student and their orientation. So teaching for the future, UGHE is very much in that as a health professions training institution. We are challenged, as I said, with not only filling the gap in terms of the numbers, but we are challenged with filling the gap in terms of an approach, dealing with issues of equity, etc. I give one last example. I was saying in the panel discussion here today, we have excellent COVID vaccines that we've produced since the pandemic. 5, 6, maybe more. There are others that haven't even been announced, but we have excellent vaccines. But although we have the science worked out and we can teach the science of making a COVID vaccine, we still have countries where not everyone has gotten the vaccine. So we still have COVID, with people talking about a 5th wave of COVID after the vaccines have been available. That's the kind of thing we need to teach for the future. We need to teach about how do we transform health systems to deliver the technology and the technical content of what we're teaching our students in the classroom. So at UGHE, we're teaching all our medical students will graduate with a master's in global health delivery. So they're not only going to be good doctors, they will serve you well, but they will also be looking at inequity in society. How do you deliver the care so the population becomes well across the board and that you have less pockets of areas where they're underserved? I certainly think that the Lexicon is on the right track. I dare say if you look at where I'm coming from, University of Global Health Equity, number of things in the name. Equity we can talk about, but global means that we embrace partnership. our university is built on partnerships across the board. And we are looking for more and more partnerships to build out. They say it takes a village to raise up a child. Huh? And in so doing, we are really believing that we want to learn from others. We have something to offer our students. We're building a learning environment that needs to be sustainable. But we are open to learning from our colleague institutions of higher education, right here in Rwanda, in Eastern Africa, on the wider continent, because we feel that if we get together and we knock heads, we'll solve some of these problems better. We will have best practice being disseminated across the board. And what I think LEXICON is doing is facilitating this kind of discussion, this kind of engagement, which sometimes, if you're left to your own, you get very busy and you get caught up with the work and the daily work. It may not happen as efficiently. So I really value what LEXICON is doing in terms of promoting these connections, this partnership, and building what is so really nicely referred to as an ecosystem, because that is what it's about. It's building the connection so that we are, over time, ecosystems should be sustainable. And we should do the best we can to ensure that ecosystems survive and we don't destroy that ecosystem. We do that through partnership building. So congrats to LEXICON. UGHE is a part of the ecosystem. We want to continue this engagement and look forward to the partnership in the future.